Yeah, it was disturbing. It was incredibly disturbing. My dad had to listen to that. My brother had to listen to that. My mother had to listen to that. My child's going to grow up and go to school, and he's going to read that. Or someone's going to come to him, and it's going to come up. My child, my son. It's not okay. It's not okay. And I think, you spoke about calling each other out. That's where all of this began, Mandy. It started out with comments that were made on his platform where he spoke about Amanda DuPont in a very, very vile, vile, vile way. And I remember speaking to Amanda, and she was in absolute tears. She was in hysterics.
Okay, so that's okay. Yeah.
She was in hysterics. And I was like, I am so sorry. And I called him out. As we should.
It is so ironic that Minnie Dlamini is speaking of the great impact this comment will one day have on her son's life. Now, she further to explain that people who are dear to her heart, her father, her family, as well as her son, people that she loved, had to hear that comment, and then one day her son, when he grows up, he will learn about it and he would hear the comment that was made about her, And for me, when I saw that, and when I looked at the picture that is currently trending of Minnie Dlamini butt naked, and like she only has her arm wrapped around her breast and just her legs crossed to hide the kitty part, and for me that was like, yeah, I think she took it too far, to be quite honest with you guys. I do think that you are allowed to live your life the way you want to live your life and express yourself the way you feel comfortable with. But however, I do feel like there are certain things you have to withhold. There is a time and place for everything, especially when you become a parent. Guys, I'm gonna say this, it's very important. When you become a parent, you have to understand that whatever you do, you're not doing it for yourself anymore. How you behave, how you talk, it would not only reflect on you, but it will also reflect on your child, right? So imagine if you ill-treat people and one day you have a child. How would you want people to treat your child? So the things you do, you really have to consider how it's gonna look one day when your kids learn about it. So she is looking at the depth of the damage that the comment that was made by MacG is going to have on her son one day, but she is not considering posting herself on the social media platforms butt naked, how it will impact her son. I mean, children, they do grow up, guys, and your son might not see the picture right now, but one day he would see this picture, and how would you think that would make your son feel? Would he be proud of you and say like, oh, my mom once shared a picture of her butt naked on the social media platforms, international social media platforms, and I am just absolutely happy? Things like this, guys, we might take it light, but things like this would really mess your child mentally, because they would not shout at you. You are their parent, they have to hold that respect. They would not confront you that, mom, like, I saw a picture of you, this picture, and it did not sit well with me. They are not gonna confront you, but the damage is gonna have a great impact on their life mentally. Let's say one day this boy grows up and he has friends, and maybe his friends might have a picture of you on their gallery, or so what if your son then one day finds out that his friend has a picture of you, this picture to be precise, of you butt naked on their phone? How are you going to address that? How are you going to fix that? And how would that make your son feel? So some things, when you become a parent, you really have to look at the long run, the long impact it's going to have on your child. You can't be a parent, a mother, you are shaking your bums on the socials, you are taking pictures, half naked pictures, and one day your children are going to live and see those pictures. How should they defend you? How should that make them feel? You really have to be considerate. And in everything that you do, whatever decision making you are doing, you really have to think of your kids. It is very important to do that, you know. And again, I think that when you become a parent, there are sacrifices that you have to make. That is just the honest truth, you know. When you become a parent, when you become a mother, when you become a father, you can no longer hang out with your friends as you used to do every weekend. You have to cut those things, not because you want to, but because now you are not only thinking for yourself, but you are thinking of this little one who looks up to you, and when they see you, they see their hero. So who would want to see their hero butt naked? Who would want to see that, you know? But guys, I think that like Minnie Dlamini did go too far about this whole thing, this whole picture. However, she is allowed to do it whatever she pleases, you know. She is allowed. That is just, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. But you can rest assured and know that your son will one day see this picture. That's the honest truth. Your son will live and he will see this picture of you.